A new fight tonight because of a murder decades ago. In 1993, an Indiana man was sentenced to prison for the murder of a Union, Kentucky wife and mother. Now the victim's daughter is trying to prevent him from getting out of prison on parole. Not on your side's Tom McKee has this story.
The murder was brutal. Teresa Lindsley was stabbed 57 times. Douglas Reynolds was convicted, sentenced to a prison term of 25 years to life, but now he's eligible for parole. And the victim's family does not want to see that happen. Megan Lindsley was just an infant when her mother, Teresa, was killed. She told me by phone the loss has impacted her entire life.
A mom's the only person you can ask questions to, and I never had any answers. I never had anyone to ask, so I grew up feeling very alone and alienated.
It was October 1991 when Megan, Teresa, and John Lindsley lived in this farmhouse in Union. Police say Douglas Reynolds was making a water delivery, and while inside the house, suddenly began stabbing Teresa.
There was no real reason he gave to why he did this, and the only one we have is because they claim my mom resembled his ex-wife.
Boone County Sheriff's Major Mike Hall worked the case as the detective that night. He recalls finding Megan asleep in her bed down a hallway near where her mother lay.
I just remember picking up the child and holding on to the child until we were able to get some family members present to take custody of the child while we're still trying to do the investigation.
The major doesn't want Reynolds back on the streets.
My thought is that he needs to remain where he's at. That violent of a murder without knowing exactly why, it leaves a lot of questions unanswered.
Lindsley has her own family now and fears for their safety if Reynolds would get out and come looking for them.
We really need to keep this very, very dangerous and unstable man in jail for the safety of us and the safety of everybody else. He could have done this to anybody in anybody else's home for any reason.
The Lindsleys are asking people who oppose the release to contact the Kentucky Parole Board. The actual hearing is August 8th at the Luckett Correctional Facility. Tom McKee, 9 on your side, Burlington.